NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started.
And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
To throw, it's Rodgers. And this is incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Darnold
has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And that's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Faking the give, Darnold.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Straight ahead, Walker. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
And the Seahawks first down.
Trying the left side with Walker.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
38 yards for Kenneth Walker. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Now it's Rodgers.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
On the give, it's Warren.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here's a quick throw to Freiermuth.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Throwing now is Rodgers. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Calvin Austin.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A play fake, and it's Darnold. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 33 yards that time.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Darnold. Touchdown! Cooper Kupp, 31 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. And taken right on the 30. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And they will take over first and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Here's Walker to start the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Alex Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack.
Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon.
The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin.
A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. A tough spot here, 3rd and 15. A handoff for Warren.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Set to punt. Here's Cameron Johnston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Kupp. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Again, Darnold.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Walker. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Now Darnold. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Myers' kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked out since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. Man open downfield, it's Metcalf.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
And able to get this out to the 25. Third quarter begins with a run by Walker.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
To throw is Darnold.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Here's Darnold.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for Seattle. 48 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Darnold now to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
And that's exactly what you run on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
Walker once more. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now Rodgers. That's to the veteran. It's Robert Woods. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now Rodgers, a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Leonard Williams able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Snap comes at 1.
That is caught.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Rodgers now to throw. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And they'll get this down to the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to...
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Out quickly here to Smith and Jigba. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The offense on third down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now Rodgers. Running the slant, that's Robert Woods. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Rodgers going to throw. And it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
2nd and 10.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
Pass is caught. It's Metcalf going across the field here. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. A gain there of 21 yards. And those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first three quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Uchenna Nwosu picks up his second sack of the afternoon. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
This one left side caught by Patterson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Working from the gun, Rodgers.
Oh, he's going to go for it all.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
DK Metcalf,
41 yards.
And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Boswell for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it, 24-14 now. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have.
The onside kick recovered by
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
They'll run for it. It's Walker. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Walker with another carry.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Darnold now to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. Darnold is going to take a knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So the victory here for Seattle, and this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours. Right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer, Tim Karen, said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do.